Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the Mega Gengar in the Mega Master League again, of course, with friendlies, as we still don't have this cup available. I think that's gonna be a cup, like we still actually don't know if this ever gonna be available, but here we're gonna try out the Mega Gengar. Thanks for everybody who tried to battle me again. We have the Mega Beedrill against us here right now. Also, people said I should use Mega Beedrill, but I think this is actually a level 50 Mega Beedrill, to be honest. I think it actually only has this as a CP, which is kind of embarrassing. Yeah, like it's just not really good. Like I can show it to you, but it is. I think this is level 50, which means it's really bad. But yeah, we have a team here that is pretty sick. We have our Mega Gengar in the lead. We have the Landorus as a safe swap, and we have the Togekiss in the back, like something that you don't really expect. I didn't really want to run, okay, here again, Dialga, Giratina, I don't know, Excadrill, stuff like this, which you always see, like Lugia, like all those very common Pokemon. So I went a little bit more for like a double flying team here, which worked out pretty well. But actually this time around, one finally beat me, which is kind of cool, because I think I only went unbeaten during, I don't know, like my last 5 or 6 videos where I battled other people, like from Twitter. So yeah, here we go. We have the first opponent that actually beat me, which is cool. This is not the opponent, by the way. They caught the move, which is cool, but if they can catch the move, you know, I can also catch the move. It is all fine for me. Dark Pulse come through, we can charm him all the way down by his root, and we have still our Shadow Ball stored on our Mega Gengar. As my opponent goes into their Ho-Oh, they have to throw the Brave Bird here to KO me. They do this, and now they're very low, and I think one Shadow Punch should be enough. I don't know why I go for the Shadow Ball here, to be honest. I think a Shadow Punch would have been already enough thanks to the debuff. Doesn't really matter, as we can get to another move anyway. And I look at the face of this thing, it's amazing. As my opponent gonna shield this up and goes into the Zacian, and you know what? I don't really care about the Zacian. We go for the Shadow Ball. How much this is gonna do here? Our level 40 Gengar, we go for the Shadow Ball, KO this thing, and we're gonna be able to win this game. Yeah, like it has at level 40, 4300 CP. Don't, like, it's of course higher than, for example, Mewtwo or stuff like this, but it's like very squishy. Like it has high attack, it has super high attack, but it's very squishy. I actually kind of want to make one to level 50 as well. I have enough XL anyway for this thing, so why not? But this is my level 40 version, which is a little bit more accessible for most people. I cannot know like the CP of the Megas if they're actually level 40 or level 50 from my opponents, but here we have a Mega Charizard, which looks very cool. They go for the Dragon Claw. I knew it was Dragon Claw, but I couldn't like risk the bait there. We can win the CMP here still with our Landorus, as we can go for the Superpower, finishing this Mega Charizard. The other version of the Mega Charizard is actually the better version, but like this one is definitely also cool. As we see my opponent going into a Dialga, we can still go for a Superpower, do massive damage, go for another Superpower, do even more damage. And I don't know, it looks pretty decent for us. We still have our Mega Gengar. I think we have a move on Mega Gengar. I just go into my Togekiss and shield this move up here. This is also fine. I don't think there's anything that really can threaten me, to be honest, which he could have in the back. Nah, Zekrom definitely not. And this dude definitely did some Tapu Fini raids before, and also I think there was like a Mega round or whatever where you needed it. But yeah, like here is definitely a raid counter with the Charge Beam, which is actually not that bad if you like think about it. Like it's actually not that horrible. It's of course way worse than Dragon Breath, but Charge Beam is basically the same the energy generation of a bubble, which is like the move that you use on a Superroll, so it just does a little bit less damage. I think it's like 1 per turn less, but it's fine. If it would get like a damage update, it would be actually pretty decent, I think, depending on which Pokemon you use it. But actually it should get actually more energy generation, in my opinion, as it's Charge Beam. Like a Charge Beam, it charges pretty slowly, like it doesn't really make too much sense. I hope that they change it. It would be cool to have a good 3-turn electric type move, as electric types are in general very weak. Usually, but we see the Dialga, we see the Mega Latias coming in. The Mega Latias with a Charm. That's kind of cool, actually. High CP, I think is this actually like only level 40? This seems like so much higher, to be honest. But like very high CP here. We can go for the Stone Edge. I actually don't know the CP that the Pokemon are supposed to have. I actually can take a look real quick, actually, because my Latias is level 40. I think it's actually a fine. Let me see real quick. But yeah, like Latias is definitely a cool Pokemon as well. We have my Latias here, which would get to... No, it's actually like correct, most likely 100 even. It's 4,700 for mine, so like it is definitely a level 40 version. It's insane how high this thing can get. It's kind of crazy. But we just barely gonna be able to win this with 1 HP and Dream. Like we literally needed one more turn, like, and my opponent would have won this or like equalized at least. So very close game there. Good game to my opponent. Next up we have a Dialga against us. Not best buddied because most likely they just forgot, which is fine. We can go for the Shadow Punch here, which we're gonna do some nice damage. We get the shield, we swap out into our Landorus. Of course, one superpower gonna be able to KO this thing, but they go for the charge move, which is fine. Landorus is such a safe Pokemon. Like there's of course like Kyogre is actually the worst Pokemon that you're gonna face. Could I say it's a safe Pokemon? But Kyogre is definitely the worst Pokemon that you would be able to face. But even here, look how much damage we do. We can go for a superpower again and we force the opponent to shield here, and they do this, and we can still like get some damage there off him. But this is such a safe Pokemon. We can go for the shield here on our Gengar. I forgot how much energy he had at this point. So I'm just going to overfarm a little bit, but not too much, and go for the Shadow Punch, which should be able to KO my opponent here. As the Shadow Punch comes through, KOs the Kyogre, and we see the Lugia coming in here. You know what we're going to do here. We go straight for the Shadow Ball. How much is it going to do? Is it KO'd already? It actually doesn't, which is insane. Like, holy hell. Like, it's a Mega... Gengar, and it's a super effective Shadow Ball, and it still doesn't KO a Lugia, which is like, it shows how insane Lugia is. Like, it's literally so insane. As my opponent has a Dialga still on the back, which we can easily KO here with the Ancient Power. Good game to my opponent. Next up, we're gonna have Kaiwei here. Also, like someone who is on my friend list for like a longer time. Has a very cool Pokemon here with the Shadow Gyarados, and this is a more of a problem than I thought it would be. My opponent swaps out into a Mega Pidgeot. This is actually the Pokemon that I thought of maybe showcasing this time around as well, Mega Pidgeot, but I was like a little bit too scared for this thing. I have a level 50 version. He, I guess, has a level 40 version, which is cool. He goes for the Feather Dance, which is of course kind of crazy against us, as we have to go for the Ancient Power to KO this thing. But he is in a really decent spot, to be honest, as he should be able to farm me down with the Mega Gyarados now. We can get him to yellow health, but it's still like an uphill battle. We can go for the Shadow Punch here, as we're gonna get the shield. I think I survived one Awkward Tail, so I'm just have to hope that this is an Awkward Tail. He goes to the Awkward Tail, we survive with 1 HP and Dream. They catch on the ground, on a very nice catch by my opponent there, as we have now our Landorus in the back, and this is gonna come down to the wire. I have no idea who's gonna win this. They go straight for the Fire Punch. I have to hope that they go straight for the Fire Punch again here, I guess, but I don't want to overfarm too much, as we had 100 energy at this point of time. We go for the Superpower here. Does this KO my opponent? It does not. We have to try to farm all the way down now. We have to let this move go as well, because I think the Gyarados has still one Awkward Tail left, as we can farm him all the way down, and they have to get to the next move, which is kind of insane. And I expect my opponent to swap out here, so I'm just gonna go straight for the Superpower. They swap out onto it. My Switch Dog comes just barely up now. After this charge move, we swap out into our Gengar to absorb the move, and we can go for another Superpower, KOing this Shadow Gyarados here just in time, as we can finish off this ground on a super close battle. Like, that was kind of crazy that we still won this. Also way more unlikely that we not want to win this. Next up, we gonna have Shadow Mewtwo against the Mega Gengar here. Let's see how this is gonna go. Very cool that he has a Shadow Mewtwo fully powered up. We can go for one Shadow Punch. This is the thing that I only realized in this matchup, which I didn't know prior. The second Shadow Punch is only 4 quick moves, which is insane, as we're gonna be able to outspam the Mewtwo, which is something that you usually never really see. We most likely should have thrown on alignment, but it's fine, as we can farm him down afterwards anyway. Even if he wants to shield here, we can go shieldless, and shieldless Mega Gengar is kind of scary, as we can still hard hit everything here. What does he have in the back? A Melmetal comes in here. We can go for the Shadow Ball at the same time as they can get to their move, and we can literally obliterate him here to the red health. There you go for the Rock Slide now, which definitely gonna KO us here, as we can go into our Landorus. They see the Togekiss coming in, as we can go for the Stone Edge, and the Stone Edge should be able to KO. No, not really. It only does like till like red health, but we can farm down with a charm there. Good game to my opponent. There's nothing he can do anymore. Also, I kind of want to take this opportunity to just say thank you, because this series right now actually gets like a lot of attention, which I really really like this is of course something that's not directly Go Battle League. It's more like a future thing, that how good would be the Megas in Go Battle League, and I didn't expect that that would have such a success. So thanks to everybody who's here and watching this and enjoys this content. So I just want to say thank you there. We recently hit 33,333 subs on this channel, which is really cool. We're already like 300 over that after like some shorts going viral recently, which is also cool. So like the support is still there, even though the season is very, very bad, and I just appreciate this. Thanks to everybody. As we see this Metagross coming in here and getting super powered by our Landorus, and we sadly don't get to the last one, but of course one Shadow Claw is enough to KO this thing from our Mega Gengar. We can go for one Shadow Punch here, which should get the shield from this Dragonite. Can we still win this game? We have to swap out now into our Togekiss. We found out the Dragonite. What does he have in the bag? We see the Mega Steelix in the bag. This is insane. I hope that my opponent doesn't pack the Heavy Slam here, because this would be a little bit of a problem against our Togekiss. Mega Steelix is kind of crazy. They have the Heavy Slam. I have to bait my opponent here, hoping that they're gonna shield this move up, and maybe I get the boost so I survive the Heavy Slam. We don't get the boost. They go for the Heavy Slam now. Can we survive this move? I have no idea. As my opponent goes for it, and we actually survive it. This is the thing with Mega Steelix. Mega Steelix is very, very what's it called, like very, very bulky, but you cannot really do anything other than this with it. So like you kind of have to rely on it. It's kind of sad. Like, yeah, like Mega Steelix would be very, very cool in the meta, to be honest. I think it would be very balanced actually. Like Steelix has such a good moveset, and it would be very difficult to take down, but it's sadly, you know, it's a little bit tricky to deal with, definitely. We see the Dialga going for the Draco Meteor here, which is of course kind of crazy, as we can go for the Stone Edge. Stone Edge gonna get the shield from the opponent here, and we just gonna bait here, I think, afterwards, which is something that you usually not really do too much, but we just gonna bait here with the superpower on the Mewtwo, expecting the shield to come up. But as we're gonna see here, my opponent just decided to not shield, and we can go for another superpower, which should get him low, but crazy no shield by my opponent. The superpower get the shield from my opponent. I try to get to the Shadow Punch in time, but my opponent just barely hangs on getting to the move, and we have to go into our Togekiss here to farm him down. And this is gonna not look too good, to be honest. We can farm down in time. We see the Mega Manectric coming in here, and at this point I knew, okay, this game is over. I don't get to the move here in time, sadly. He can go for one Wild Charge, as we don't get to any move here with our Landorus, and this is actually gonna KO us from the Mega Manectric, which is insane. Good game there, very cool Pokemon. Next up, we're gonna have the next opponent with the Mega Steelix again. Mega Steelix again here on the screen. We see that we're gonna be able to do some nice Shadow Ball damage here against it, as the Shadow Ball comes through. Gonna get the shield from my opponent. They go for the Crunch, which of course also gets the shield from us, as Crunch can also debuff our defenses, and we can go for the Shadow Ball in time. We always outspam him, which is really cool. And I think I want to swap out here at this point of time, but I'm not sure if I do this. I try to, but they just let it go anyway. Bye bye Steelix. You see the Zacian coming in here, and we can still get to the Shadow Ball. And this is the thing with Zacian. It either ends the Play Rough plus the Wild Charge, or the Wild Charge plus the... No, never mind. The Play Rough and the Close Combat, or the Wild Charge and the Close Combat. So I'm just gonna go into my into my Togekiss. Now I know that I can completely hardwall this thing, as both moves are resisted from this thing. So you just go for the Wild Charge. They go into the Mewtwo, which we can go for the Stone Edge now, and I think we're gonna be fine here, but I'm not 100% sure yet. This does a nice amount of damage. We can go for the superpower in time, as my opponent kind of underestimates the spamminess of this Landorus, as we're gonna be able to finish off this thing, and we can just go for one Stone Edge here against this Doggo, and this Doggo should be gone. Bye bye Doggo. And we go into the last battle against the Kakuna Matata, which is PV Poke, by the way, who challenged me here with the Ho-Oh in the lead. And we of course stay in here. We know that this matchup is actually pretty decent for the Gengar. We're just gonna go for the bait here with a Shadow Punch, as we're gonna get the shield, as he wants to of course land one move, as he goes for the Earthquake here, which is kind of interesting. The Earthquake comes through, we shield up of course, and we can go for a lot of energy to the Shadow Ball. The Shadow Ball will KO the Ho-Oh. Does he let this go? He does let this go. As we see the Dialga coming in, we can go for another Shadow Ball. Does he let this go as well? He definitely does, and we're gonna be able to completely annihilate this Dialga as we farm down with the Landorus. And we see the Mega Venusaur in the back. Mega Venusaur gonna be a little bit of a problem here. Tried to catch the move, didn't work out onto my Togekiss, so we have to rely on our Landorus. It's a very bulky Pokemon, I think, in this meta. It definitely looks like a little bit bulkier. It doesn't do that much damage, but has still 3600 CP here. Very cool Pokemon. We go for the Frenzy Plant. Can we still win this? How much does one Stone Edge do against a Venusaur? We have to find out. We go for the Stone Edge. The Stone Edge comes through. We're gonna get the shield, and we can go for another one. Does this KO my pawn already? It does, and we're gonna be able to win this last game. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day, and bye.